Please, your name is.
My name is Ed George. I am Regional President for Region 2 for the BC Wildlife Federation. I'm here representing the Federation, which is 30,000 members. First off, our statement up front is no crossing the park. That is a Class A. The travel up Steve Creek that you're proposing is going through prime grizzly bear habitat. It's going through mountain goat habitat. I know you're stating that your Route 2 has 47 species red listed, but you haven't figured out how many species are in the Steve Creek corridor that you're proposing. I'd also like to challenge you on where's your compensation for the damage you're going to do to the park? Where is it? You've got your mapping, you've got your documentation. Where's your compensation? That's a straight up question for anybody sitting at that board right there.
Hang on.
Thanks for your question, Ed. I'll take a crack at the answer. As you know, Upper River is proposing to add a significant 492 area.
That's already our land. Yeah.
So you're aware that that's what's currently being proposed. The first in itself was decided to is mitigation through planning and design and monitoring throughout construction and operations to ensure that impacts are minimized. And that's what it's all about, is minimizing them. Compensation takes place when we can quantify a loss when there's no loss. And generally, the principle, as you probably know very well, is where there are residual effects, or where some effects, you may not know what all the effects may be because you don't know what animal may come through a park and what time of year because there's an activity going on, etc. What you try to do is plan to mitigate and compensate by adding areas or protecting areas or building salmon habitats or doing other things that you can to try to offset any residual effects that may occur. The proposal to add, you're correct, it's Crown land, and so how is it?
I'm waiting. I'm giving you time. I'm not commenting there. I do have more.
Okay.
But I will wait.
All right. I'll try and be quick. Yes, it is Crown land, and so how is this company, Run River Power, compensating? I think it's through supporting the planning, the surveying, and the work, the ecological inventory work, and other work that would be necessary in order to move a proposal like that forward if indeed Parks was interested in it. So I think that's the whole answer on that.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Now look at your map here. You're talking about you're going to do your building with helicopters. Helicopters and mountain goats are not compatible. Helicopters and grizzly bears are not compatible. They don't work all together. The area that they're coming through is grizzly bear habitat. I know for a fact the biologist wants that area reserved. The provincial biologist, not the one on your staff. And I'm not going to question his abilities, but he has a job to do, and he works for the guy at the end of the table. He doesn't work for me. He doesn't protect my lands. He doesn't protect our lands here.
That's right.
He has a job to do, and if he's not doing that job, he will be replaced. Let's not make any mistakes on that whatsoever. There is no strategy in place for the damage that you will do to the park right now. I know that for a fact. You haven't adequately explored your other route because you want it going one direction only. And you haven't done the environmental assessment on that land yet. You don't know what's there. We know that also. So you've got prime grizzly bear habitat. I'd like to know, once you throw your penstocks into your weirs into these streams, where's the spawning gravel coming from? You're going to have somebody go up there and shovel it over your weirs so that it can wash down and refresh the spawning gravel in the stream. We do have our concerns, and yes, we are going to make our opinion well known to the province. We are very definitely against what you're proposing, and 30,000 members are going to be standing in front of you.
Thank you.
Just to answer your question about spawning gravel, another good point. And I'm glad that people are bringing these things up because it's important to hear the answers.
Please let him answer. I would like to hear his answer.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So in answer to that, the intakes on these structures, as aware, as you can see the picture over on that side of the ring there, is a typical intake structure. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 meters high. Like the one that Randy went, it's pictured there, what happened in the first large storm event basically infilled the head pond with bedrock material. Subsequent to that, material that came through on the flood events, which is when the gravel supply, as you well know, moves through these systems, simply passed over the head pond and over the Coanda-style intake. And that's what they're designed for. They're not designed to hold this material back. They don't want to see this material going into their intake, and so it's designed to allow it to pass by. So there will be a storage factor the first time when that head pond infills, and there will be monitoring of these projects, as I said, to look at spawning habitat and spawning gravels downstream and to see whether or not there's an addition. And as you probably know, spawning gravel is a standard enhancement measure that can be taken if that's deemed necessary. So that's the approach on that.
So you're telling me you're going to go down, you're going to go in there, you're going to refresh the gravel if it isn't washing down naturally any longer?
That sounds like trial and error.
That's a question.
What I said was that they would monitor conditions to see whether or not there is a drop, for example, in suitable spawning habitat substrates, such as gravel,
right,
in those areas. And remember that most of these reaches are not fish-bearing water, so they would be but I don't think everybody's familiar with these streams, maybe as much as some are. So,
you are. Yeah. We're welcome to the Valley every year.
If people are interested in hearing the answers to questions, I'd be happy to provide the answer.
Well, it'd be nice if you got a good question and the answers there.
So there will be monitoring required. The monitoring will look at whether or not there is a reduction in such things as spawning gravel, and it is a simple technique to add spawning gravel. It's done routinely as part of fisheries enhancement. So yes, that's the answer.
Yes, I would agree. As far as fisheries enhancement is concerned, this is a natural wild system. This is not an enhanced system.